welcome to Marilyn. She's been at the chemist and they've let you down, haven't they? What have they done
Oh
to
God,
you?
you can't honestly. I went all the way. I had to go 4 miles to the chemist, got a prescription, came back, realised I'd only left half the prescription out, had to go all the way back again, queue up again, and that's why I'm later doing this. And then find that, oh, the doctor hadn't written a prescription out. Ah, you know, they think they're so busy, they're not the only ones.
Yes,
So
well,
I was already halfway up the wall with everything that's going on today in London and everything, and the tin god dictator that we've got.
I think it's unbelievable. I got really in the Marilyn mode when I heard that speech. I mean, how crass, completely without understanding. When you're condemning a march that has been the most peaceful march in years,
Hmm.
the last one,
Yeah.
and there was no trouble. Well, a handful of, you don't know which side they were on, actually, if you analysed it, but nothing. And then he says nothing about the Palestinians
And
who
uh,
have been causing trouble for
I know.
endless ages.
Uh, and he's doing the face recognition on the people in this march today.
And armoured cars for the first
Yes,
time.
absolutely. Now, what is interesting, I sent you a thing that Mike Graham had a lady on. I'm not familiar with her, but I think she obviously has been on before. But she is a very astute, articulate, has done a lot of mainstream media. And it hadn't occurred to me. I mean, I must be a dimwit that, Tommy Robinson put out a real appeal to those going today. I mean, families are going,
Yeah.
but Starmer has shut all the pubs. And also, not only that, but Tommy Robinson also appealed for people to be calm, don't play into their hands, and he put the Lord's Prayer out on X this morning. He put that out on X this morning, and he's got his helicopter booked, and he's going up there so that the mainstream media can't dumb down the number of people that are marching. But what hadn't occurred to me, which this lady on Mike Graham was saying, I'm stupid. I didn't think about it. How he will plant agitators in that march, and I thought, oh yes, he will. I hadn't thought about that, which is stupid, but he will. And of course, and Lucy Connolly was appealing to say, don't play into their hands. Her husband is actually on the march. So, I mean, there's lots of ordinary good people. They're not rednecks. And it's just, I cannot stand him. I'm never loathed anyone as much as Keir Starmer. I mean, truly, he bans 11 people, some coming from America, others, was it a Polish politician? And yet,
An MEP from Poland can't
that's right,
believe the
that's right.
state of
And
our
yet,
nation.
all these people are coming in on the boats, undocumented still. He lets them in. No, and if he can stop 11 decent people coming in, then he can stop 1,200 coming in, can't he?
You would have thought so. He mentioned the soul of the nation. Well, talking about souls, the only soul he's got is under his feet. And you've got a man there that you look, as you've mentioned, in his eyes. There's nothing behind them.
It's dead. It's
Yeah.
dead. They're dead. And I was doing, and I'm hoping you're going to get this lady on your show. Her name is Gilly Baldock, and she's got this organization called Mentor Politicus.
Yes.
And she's also a Christian. And we talked about religion and politics, does it go together, and all of that. And we did an annihilation of Starmer. And I said, he is absolutely to his core, he is atheist. He has no soul, no empathy, no soul. And I said, I always look at people, first time I meet anyone, I look at their eyes because your eyes are the window of your soul. There is nothing there. It is absolutely vacant. There's nothing behind those eyes at all. And this lady Jilly, who knows politicians well, and he is a very dark man. And I thought that was a very good way of putting it. He is a dark man. He is a dangerous man. And he might be weak, as people think, but he's dangerous.
Anne
He
Widdecombe
is.
once said, I'm reminded, about a Conservative Prime Minister. There's something of the night in him. And I think that describes Mr. Starmer, Sir Keir. And while quoting Sir Keir, let's look at the man. And allegedly, I've got to put in at this stage, sat through as leader of the government CPS to prosecute those people that needed bringing to their right minds, knowing the grooming gangs for donkey's years
Mm.
were in existence, doing nothing about it except kicking into the long grass, getting one delegation, one study conducted by eminent baronesses usually,
Yes.
into what was really going on with no intention, just the intention of hiding it. And I
Yes.
repeat, kicking it into the long
And
grass.
and it's still going on because I did a thing with Mike Graham on Wednesday, was it? Wednesday or Tuesday morning, I can't remember now. And Wednesday morning, I think, that's right. And it was about how Jess Phillips, how, oh, she writes that letter. What right has she got to write that letter? She's jumping on the bus that's just left the bus stop on the anti-Starmer bus, having said only in March this year that he was the one politician who had done so much for violence against women and girls. What? He has done absolutely stuff all. And then she's like writing this letter, trying to put her own failure onto his shoulders. And this Welsh woman, what's her name now? Let me think. What is her name? Alex Davis Jones. She's the one for violence against women and girls. I've never heard of her. And I've been doing this job for 20 years. Who is she? And where have they been? So you don't need, you're talking about two women there, one safeguarding, one violence against women and girls. They could easily, in that position, have written to Siobhan White, Rhiannon's mum, that dear girl that was murdered so brutally by a guy who had failed asylum. So what was he doing in this country? Yeah. And they both of those women voted no to the inquiry for the grooming gangs, right? No, they both voted no. Now they've gone because they're trying to blame Starmer. I mean, they were ministers of what they were doing. They should, let got on with it and or gone to the media or whatever. But now they've been replaced with two other women who I've never heard of. One who is going to be doing victims and violence against women and girls. Can't remember her name. She's been given that role. 17 years as a barrister. Well, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, look at the mess Keir Starmer made of being director of Crown Prosecution. And both the reappointed women also did not vote for the inquiry, for the group, the rape gang inquiry. So we know it's a continued cover-up. We know that.
Yeah, and while we're doing this piece, let's remind ourselves of Bridget Phillipson, his biggest supporter. And she wants him to stay. I'm not surprised. She's all part of the same blob.
Hmm.
Now, behind all this, we've got to say that he is desperate for the Muslim vote.
I know.
And what happened in Gorton? Beware, Sir Keir, the Greens snuck in there and took your Muslim vote because the Muslims will do anything, even against their own creed and Quran, to get their party involved. And it's in Britain, in many parts of Britain, not just in Greater Manchester. We have been invaded in many ways. Obviously,
Exactly.
the small boats, but also very subtly, there's a burning fuse. And
There
if you
is.
look at the amount of mayors that are from the Muslim faith and MPs standing under the independence banner. Now, why don't they come out and say what they are? That's cowardice. But I
Well,
suppose sums up Sir Keir.
did you see the one, the latest Muslim mayor in Bristol? He's been appointed in Bristol, Muslim mayor with his fine Muslim wife. I mean, it shouldn't be allowed. It truly shouldn't be allowed. And I just, I mean, this lady, Gilly Bulldog, who I spoke to yesterday, I mean, she is. a very Christian woman. She's married to a vicar, and she said, you know, I don't want to be alarmist, but it's exactly what we've said, Rodney. People have got to wake up. This is creeping in round all sides, and it is. It truly is. As she mentioned to me, which I've never heard of, and you have, but I looked it up. She mentioned me the Fabian Society. Now I'd never heard of it, but when I looked it up last night, she said, if you read that and Google it,
Yes.
you'll see why we have a problem with Labour because every single Labour on the front bench and they all belong to the Fabian Society. And I said, well, I thought maybe it was a bit like the Freemasons, but it's not. But nonetheless, it's still well, it just collectively tells you what they are. But I want to see Andy Burnham burnt because what gets me is, and I think this is what won't appeal to the country, we believe in democracy, and I don't think the public are going to think too kindly to orchestration by Wes Streeting for this guy to be parachuted in and just slide into place for an election to be prime minister. I think he would be a hideous prime minister. And I was talking again to Gilly yesterday and said, oh, the buses in Manchester. So he wasn't very good as an actual minister. But I would like, because he has got to, has he not, got to resign before he stands for that particular council, which, given that 7 out of 8 of the councils became all uh, reformed, he stands a great chance of ending up with nothing at all. And I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, it's high risk for him. And
It's very high risk.
I mean, the great thing, of course, he's sorted out Manchester's transport system. Well, that comes at a cost to the taxpayer, the ratepayer. And what is that about? Because also people forget the £150 million that suddenly went missing in Manchester, a black hole. And he got his gamble absolutely wrong from top to bottom in that instance. And there are various other failures. He's not a Mancunian success
No, and
like
also,
he wants to be known as.
no, but I mean, he knew about the rape gangs. He knew he was mayor all that time. He knew you. How could you miss knowing about Rochdale? He knew he did nothing. Similarly, well, also another thing he did, he raised £100,000 to support puberty blockers for transgender. Well, that happens to be illegal. So he's a very dubious character. I really hope he burns and falls on his sword. He deserves to, really does.
There you
Um,
go. We feel a bit better now. So we'll make you disturbed. Whitbreads. And you've been eating there for years. Well, many of us have, of course. And they're responsible for giving us various restaurants. Well, you're not going to be able to eat in there anymore because nearly 4,000 jobs are going to go because they cannot make any money anymore,
yeah.
except a little bit through Premier Inn. And they're going to open some more and redesign their whole business. Bedrooms for you to enjoy when you stay, usually business trips. And they had a good system, really. They used to open side by side a restaurant and also Premier Inn, and one lived off the other. But if you want to go and have a beef eater meal or a brewer's fare meal, you won't be able to. They're going to close. Why? Well, we know why. It's the lovely Sir Keir in cahoots with the wonderful Rachel, and they've decided to get rid of anybody in the hospitality industry. And they've raised rates, national insurance can't afford to employ young people anymore. It's been an utter disaster, this government, from day one. And there you see how it works out.
Yeah, I mean, it is, it's dreadful. And it's actually incredibly sad because it's ripping out the sort of backbone of stuff, the pubs that are closing. I mean, they're very, I think pubs are essential. I know you get alcoholics and drunks going in there, but the vast majority of people, it's a great place to meet and have a nice time. It's everything is, he's just deeply communist. He really is. Anything that creates fun, no, you can't do that. Um, I just, I just, so I'm struggling with, should he be kicked out? Is it about the personality, or is too much stuff? Is somebody else going to come in and just continue where he left off? Should he stay or should he go?
Well,
You know,
you've got no replacements. They're all just as bad as him.
yeah,
And the parties he represents, i.e., the left wing of the Labour Party. Don't forget the party. There's about four parties in the Labour Party. And you've got a situation, of course, you've always had it with Labour, the unions.
yeah.
Now, if, for instance, the Tory party set up a deal with all the big commercial ventures, Tesco's, anybody in Britain, and said, right, we're on your side, we'll vote for you. That's what Labour have done with the unions.
Mm.
That should not be allowed. It wouldn't be
No,
the other way round.
no, it's always been like that though, hasn't it?
Yes, of course it has.
It's always been like that. I mean, they have, well, the unions have so much power. I mean, that's what Maggie Thatcher sorted out, wasn't it?
Yep.
She
And
she she
it's
sorted
back.
that.
Their power is back
Yeah,
big
no, it
time.
is. It is. I mean, I don't know what would create a general election. I mean, if Andy Burnham doesn't get elected, where does that actually leave Labour? And somebody was saying, I can't remember what this, I was on GB News, it could trigger a general election. I can't.
Yes, it could well do. That's what people are hoping for, actually. It
What would
would be a
happen to,
disaster for Labour.
but what would have to happen to trigger that?
Well, basically, it would be that reform would do the job there, and he wouldn't be the next Prime Minister, Andy Burnham. And that again would show what the country really feels.
Mm,
They're both going to throw the proverbial kitchen sink at it, both Reform and Labour. Kemi has decided that the Tories will be part of it because we should have a Tory vote there, which is a cunning move on her part. Don't think it would help, to be honest. If the boat is split, you know what happens then. You see it in Wales. Plaid Cymru get in,
mm,
and it's an
mm,
even bigger disaster
mm.
because in Wales you've got a government there that's even more left wing than the Greens.
I do think, I think Kemi is in her ascendancy, frankly. I mean, I thought the speech that she gave after the King's speech that afternoon was inspired.
It was a
Unbelievable.
good speech, but I mean, you hear these stories about green shoots. Well, good. That we don't want to see any party go down as long as it's a healthy party
Yes,
that
yes,
represents part of the nation. But
yeah.
we've not got that now, Marilyn. This
No, we
is a
haven't. No, we haven't. But
health
I think,
party.
I mean, she dismissed one of her councillors because no, what was it he'd done? He'd cozied up to the Greens up in the northwest somewhere. And I mean, she knows what's going on. She just dismissed him. That's it, gone. You
Yes.
know, I mean, because that would have been a dreadful thing to have got out, and she obviously found out about it. And then, but I thought she is very good. It wasn't just, I mean, the wording of the speech was brilliant, but her delivery was excellent.
Well,
She,
the pundits are saying that they will have to come together, Tories and Reform,
yeah,
because the big danger is all the lefty parties will get together and will be even worse off if that is
I
possible
think the trouble
than we
is
are now.
people that could actually backfire because I think the people who chose reform will just see them as a quasi Tory party if that happens. I don't. I think that's a risky thing to do as well.
It is interesting times.
It's very interesting times. I think if you are, as I said before, I keep saying it, if you are studying politics now at university, I mean, I mean, 100 years from now, this will be in the history books, what we're going through now, because nothing's been like it before.
No, I believe you're right. Let's move on though, because we're getting in a tiz. Lucy Letby keeps coming up. Now, it's one of these stories that the tabloids get hold of and keep beavering away something, if you wish, on a different scale to Madeleine McCann. That keeps coming back. Have we got another situation here?
Well, let me just read you something I got. I received from. I'm just going to say this, but this guy was uh, he was a senior anaesthetist, right, up in the Isle of Man and up around Liverpool and all of that, and he has followed this and like literally finitely what's gone on and all of this, and he's been saying this could not have happened. I'm an anaesthetist. There's no way these babies could have been like this. Anyway, there's another guy. So there's a thing on YouTube called The 20 Signs of Innocence in Lucy Letby, right? He sent me this morning. Now, there is a guy who has written a book on this. On July the 9th, he thinks, this guy, Chris Morris, has written a book about Lucy Letby, and it's being released, and it's going to be a signing and everything in Waterstones on Tottenham Court Road. And there's going to be 19 nurses there that all believe that she's innocent. And now, what else was there? There's going to be speakers there. David Davies is going to be there. There's another one. Yes, his book is David. Yes, David Davies is going to be there, as is Lucy Letby's barrister, Mark MacDonald, who I think is absolutely brilliant. He's excellent, and some very good reporters. So, um, I think there is definitely something there. Without a doubt, there's definitely something there. I mean, and he's absolutely adamant that there's certain things of the coloration of the skin and this, that, and the other, all sorts of things do not tie in.
No,
Um,
it's very convincing, some of the stories
it
that are
is.
coming here.
The trouble is, will it be blocked? If it has to go back to court, I
Yeah,
mean, Starmer is quite
you've got it in one. What concerns me, and we've done programs on this, as you know, is, and it's happened so many times in the NHS, they close ranks.
yes,
They don't let the truth get out there for their
abs-
own purposes,
yes.
obviously. And when you look at facts like in that neonatal situation there, you are supposed to have at least two senior
Hmm.
doctors a day going into a unit and seeing what's going on.
Yes,
And it was two a week.
that's right. There was a
Now
lack of,
that is
that's right.
dreadful.
It
That's the
is.
headline, folks.
Yeah, it is.
Who
It
do
is
you
dreadful.
believe?
Yeah, there was infection on the ward, and you're talking about very seriously sick pre-prem babies. I mean, you're talking of babies at about gestation 5 months, 6 months, really, which, you know, if you can say, this is what gets me about this 40-week abortion thing, but they were very sick babies that probably didn't have a chance anyway, and there was infection. There was the water or something wasn't in good sanitation, and I think a couple of times she wasn't even on the ward. She wasn't even on the shift.
Now,
So
we've got to point out we're not saying she's innocent, release her, because
no.
we don't know. But certainly, I believe that there should be another opening of this case.
I think so. Because, I mean, David Davis would not be putting his backbone into this. He's a very honourable man. And he always said, if you can show me 75% is to the tone of 75% is not correct or is very questionable, then I will back it. And of course, all that has come through. And you're not talking about rank and file people like out in the street. These are people who are seriously qualified medics and people from around the globe none of them, the people that, because when it was the different children's babies' cases were sent to different experts, like two in Sweden, two cases were sent somewhere else, and none of the people were allowed to communicate with each other. So, but they all came up with a negative towards Lucy, that this doesn't, it doesn't read right. And then I think the person that's the real problem was the guy who I can't remember his name. And he said, "Oh, definitely, definitely, she killed them." And that was his first opening shot to the police when he saw this was going on. And he's now backed down and thought he maybe might be wrong.
Yeah, very impartial.
It's not. I feel very sorry for the parents of the children that died. I really do, because it just is not going away, is it? I mean, their pain and suffering, trying to get on with their lives, is just not easy to do.
No, and they want the truth as much as anybody.
Well, of course they do. And I keep saying, I've said it on your show before, that only she knows the truth. Only she knows the truth. And but th it could be that maybe two or three deaths weren't to do with her. It could be, you say, we're not saying that she is innocent, let her out. We're just saying she's got how many, 5 life sentences or something. I mean, if she is innocent, that is a real miscarriage of justice.
It will not be the first occasion that
No.
a person that maybe is a little bit weaker,
Hmm.
not stand up for themselves,
Mm.
is bullied by
Yes.
these
Yeah.
medical professionals.
Her big mistake, I believe, was she reported two consultants or something, didn't she? She
Yeah.
reported them and she won her case. That it was her big mistake. Right to do it, don't get me wrong, she
Yeah,
was right
no.
to do it, but
Yeah.
they've come back at her.
Yeah.
And I think she's a patsy for that. I think she's been set up. I really do.
Another possibility, but there again, it's not an open and shut case.
Oh, no, 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 it's not. It's not. But the stuff these medics have put together and everything. I mean, it's there are questions that need answering.
Is this maybe one argument against capital punishment? Because in the past, if we'd have had capital punishment, we wouldn't have this problem. She'd have been killed.
Well, that's the thing. I think when you absolutely know, say it was Levi Belfield, who was absolutely dreadful. John Warboys, who there's a program on the other night, wasn't there, about it, that he reckoned they'd had now he raped and drugged over 100 women. If there's absolute no doubt situation where you have raped and murdered little children, and it is absolutely without any shadow of a doubt, then I personally, I mean, some of these migrants that have done these dastardly deeds, I just think, well, yeah, why not?
It's a very difficult situation where to draw the line, basically. So we'll move on to another difficulty, which keeps coming up in our chats, and that's cannabis. Another report coming out again from the US. 11,000 adolescents have been really put through the filter. When you are in secondary school, let's call it, you are really coming of age in many ways mentally. Your memory, your attention, your processing speeds are
That's right.
all developing.
That's right.
And if you get something that stops this, and they have proved conclusively that cannabis use does slow it down
Hmm.
tremendously, you're not
Absolutely.
going to be the person you are supposed to be.
Absolutely.
1 in 3 high school seniors reporting use of cannabis in the last 12 months.
Mm.
I have no reason to think it's any different in Great Britain.
No, no, it's not. It's not. It really isn't. I mean, you see the lads, sort of the 13-year-old lads out on their bikes all around the villages around here. They go into one of the pubs, they pack it all into their little backpacks, and off they go. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. It's yeah. The kids go to parties. The drugs. I can even remember when I was 16. I can remember going to, my boyfriend was away and I got on very well with his mates and they were having this party. I remember it so clearly. And they were making spaghetti bolognese and there was a lot of giggling going on and all of this. And they were lacing the spaghetti bolognese with cannabis. I mean, I rang my dad and I went home because drugs absolutely terrify me. But that was all those years ago. But I think in my day, I think principally it was heroin. I think heroin was the big drug.
Yes.
Uh, and you heard less about cannabis, um,
Well, it's
but
a recreational drug. There's no such thing,
there's no
folks.
such thing. No, I mean ketamine and all that stuff that's being used is dreadful. Fentanyl, oh my life. I mean,
Oh, that's a killer.
it's an absolute. I mean, there's something if you had enough fentanyl in like a 2 kilogram bag of sugar that could wipe out the whole of London and kill them. It's
Yes,
that powerful.
it is. Well, there you go. At least Trump is trying to do something and has succeeded
I
in
wonder what
closing
he
that.
thinks of Starmer.
Well, we know. Yeah,
Yeah, but he's kept his
they
mouth shut, hasn't he?
yes. Well, he closed the border to Mexico. That stopped the drugs,
Yes.
fentanyl particularly, and well done him. Yeah, Starmer, of course. There again, he's got it right. Two simple punches: immigration and oil. Sort it. It's not
Yeah.
difficult.
No. No. I mean, oh my goodness me. Can you imagine if Miliband stood as a prime minister? Oh,
Oh, well, he's not well. I mean, you can tell when he speaks, he's not well. Yes. We move on quickly before we're in trouble.
but I
Anti-Semitism.
don't think any of them are.
Well,
They've all been sniffing around the same joint, I think.
yes, not a lot of it about. Yes, there is. Um, Anti-Semitism. My goodness me. People are really not aware of what's going on and how persecuted the Jewish nation has been for a long time, for centuries.
Mm.
What other nation has had 6 million gassed,
Oh,
killed? None. This
yeah.
is and it carries on.
Mm,
And again, as we say about a lot of things, this is a spiritual thing.
mm.
And you go back to when it first started, there will always be enmity, said that dusty book, the Old Testament, between Jew and Arab. And this is what still goes on. So, what do we try and do about it? Not a lot. You may hear words from certain prime ministers, but in fact, how to change hearts and minds is never mentioned. And that is what is going on here until somebody gets a good idea. Oh, yeah, we could have a problem here. Let's get another committee and let's call it Prevent.
Oh, yeah.
It's nearly, no, it isn't. It's useless.
It's just useless because every single person it seems to me that gets that should be under their. I mean, the guy that slaughtered those little girls in Southport. I mean, they should have been on top of that
Yeah,
way before. When you look at I mean, it's beyond a catalogue of errors. It's
yeah, yeah.
ranking
If they
competence.
couldn't spot that one, they're not going to spot any.
I know, absolutely. And I mean, the parents should be behind bars as well or deported as well. I mean, the whole ranking difference. I mean, and that's what I said the other day on Mike Graham, with Jess Phillips and this Alex Davies Jones. I said, are they incompetent or is it rank indifference? And I think they're indifferent. I just don't think they care. I don't think they care.
No, it's another quango.
It
If
is.
you
And
look at
this thing
it,
with prevent, you've got to go through all the tick boxes, haven't you? Well,
yeah,
you
jobs
don't,
for the boys.
you
Never
can't,
mind the tick
yeah,
boxes.
you,
You've got DEI getting in there and
oh,
telling you,
don't, but you
oh, we
can't,
mustn't upset the that part of the community because it's not done. Yeah, you've had that excuse for 20 odd years with the grooming gangs, the rape gangs. Look where it's brought us.
You see, I mean, this is what's interesting about this lady that was on Mike Graham this morning. She said, and I don't know whether, I think she's part right, but I don't think it's all of it. She said this march is taking place because of the rape gangs. I'm not so sure. I'm sure that's part of it, but not. I think it's just the whole thing about the state of play in England, isn't it? Isn't that? I can't.
It is.
It's not just that one thing. I
No.
just think it is this, you know, tin dictator, and he is a dictator. He absolutely is. And when you watch him, like walking up Downing Street, holding his wife's hand, he isn't holding her hand, he's absolutely gripping it. I mean, I think he is a control freak. Absolutely.
There
I
you
mean, his
go.
poor kids. Oh my word. Blimey, they must be bullied at school. I can't believe they're not. You know, your dad doesn't know what a woman is. God.
Yes. Um, Another headline for you. Half of all corner shops are hotbeds of crime.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
Definitely.
we know this because some of our restaurants are in shopping parades,
Oh yeah.
and we see the nail bars, the kebab shops. We know that they don't pay taxes.
No, that's
It
right.
goes in the back pocket,
No, that's
and the
right.
authorities know and don't do anything about it for the aforementioned reason. We don't want to cause that set of our society any
But it,
heartache.
but it's also laundrettes. It's also car washes. It's where exploitation of young girls does take place there as well. Yeah, these food outlets, the chicken shops, that sort of thing as well. And what gets me ridiculous, the little village 2 miles from here, the railway stops there, right? So what have we got? Right by the railway, we've got a brand new kebab house. Funny that, isn't it? And then we've got next door to that a brand new chicken shop where chicken takeaway. Two classic people. And who is it run by? Both these shops, they're run by Pakistanis.
Yes, and the facts are, and we know this on the ground, they are giving unfair competition to the ordinary people that are paying their rates,
Hmm?
council tax, that they're paying their corporation tax, all their other taxes, and these guys are getting away with it. And again, we know that the authorities know and they don't want to cause a smell.
Absolutely. And so it goes on.
Uh,
It just is.
I
I
mean,
mean,
one categoric thing that we have mentioned is that one of our restaurants came up for sale. We thought, no, we'll move on, we'll move to a different part of town. Not the time to sell a restaurant, folks, believe you me,
yeah.
at the moment with the suffering that is going on. So you've got to expect less money than the property and the business is worth. Okay. And in the 12 months it's been for sale, we've only had one approach of any serious quantity, and it was from our foreign friends that had set up various shops, paid no tax. And the first thing they said, can you please accept cash? We'll give you what you want, but it's got to be cash. No, it's got to go through the books, sir. And so the plot goes on.
Well, that's it is it. No, I mean they don't. You got to be anyone that asks for cash, you know darn well they're on the fiddle. You don't, you know. I mean, because you don't pay VAT, you don't declare it, do you? It's. But no, they are. There was that must be about 5 years ago now. There was an Indian restaurant in Dorking High Street. Now, Dorking, posh Dorking in Surrey, yeah, posh Dorking. And underneath it in the basement was this cannabis factory. Now, we used to be one of the biggest exporters of cannabis, actually, which is astonishing, but we are. We are. And it's sort of hidden away under these nail bars and, in the basements where it's all grown and that.
I know we have cannabis problem here in South Spain. Grows wild here.
Oh, does it?
Well, you've got the climate, haven't you? So we don't
Yeah,
need heat lamps or anything like that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's a big problem. But I've got to say, they've got the number of police to tackle it. We haven't in the United Kingdom.
But do they tackle it in Spain?
Yes, they do.
And what's the
Well,
outcome of that?
they're banged up because they can be. There's enough prisons here. The prisons are built in no time,
Yeah, I know. You've said to me
and
before.
you see them as you drive along the way on the motorway, and they're monsters
Mm,
with small windows, of course. But there are certain rights that you get in there you would never get in Britain.
mm.
Also, there's a big market for mayors that break the rules and that are corrupt. Big business in Spain, lots of them about, and they are
Yeah,
often banged up.
yeah.
But they're allowed in the next room to have their secretaries
Oh,
to
you're
look after them.
joking.
No, I'm not. To go out and buy their cigarettes and do the things that one does in prison or doesn't.
Words.
Oh, it's a different world
Bit of
completely.
paella and sangria coming in.
Oh, absolutely. And whatever you can
God.
get hold of. We won't go any further. We we've got to mention one thing though, and this will intrigue you, young lady. Although I know, like me, we both of us have no problem sleeping. We're that exhausted at the end of
It's
the
true.
day.
It's
But
true.
that's it. Well, we're going to, and I've got to read a bit of this because it's a bit technical. This is the tip, folks, for sleeping at night. Never mind your pills, because you can get certain pills, either some of these supplements, which are better than
Melatonin's good.
yes, than the big ones that will get rid of you, but you can become addicted to
Yeah,
them. So
yeah.
there you go. Um, and it's called cognitive shuffling. Yes, I know I said that. So if you want to cognitive shuffle to get off to sleep, it's very clever actually. You pick a word that doesn't carry much meaning. It's got to be, or it's better if it's 5 to 12 letters long. The word doesn't carry much meaning. It's got to be emotionally neutral, not something that's going to stress you, like money and deadline. Forget words like that because that'll make you uptight again. Once you start, of course, being awake at night, then the mind, for
Oh,
many
yeah.
people, runs riot.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got to overcome the worry chain. And words like blanket, garden, bedtime, kitchen, they're neutral words. And the idea is to go through letter by letter, generating as many unrelated words. And as an example, bedtime. So, butterfly,
Yeah.
basket, bagel, and then the next letter's E, envelope, Egypt, emerald. So you go for the thing. And the idea is that you capture a word in your mind. An example, goat, that's only 4 letters, but it'll do for illustration. You briefly think of a goat, and there's the picture of a goat in your mind. Don't hang on to it too long. Then you move on to the next letter. Oh, orange. Well, just picture it getting there. And the idea is you move from one to the other with these neutral words, just getting a picture in your mind. And eventually, before you finish perhaps 3 or 4 words, you're asleep. Try it. I must confess that one night last week I had a bit of a temperature, couldn't get to sleep once I woke up. I thought, I'll give this a go. And it didn't work. But it says that it might not work for you, but give it a go. It
But I
apparently
suppose
does.
it's a bit like counting sheep, isn't it?
Well, it's a posh form of counting sheep.
It is, isn't it? But I luckily don't have a problem. I just, I just I'm so tired. I mean, if I go like, so this morning I was late up because I can't remember what we were watching, something or other. Because the news at the moment, you don't want to watch it,
No,
but it's compelling because you think, who's gone now? Who's done what now?
can't get any
What, I mean,
worse
I
than it
don't, I
does.
mean, it is compelling viewing because you want to be abreast of everything that's going on, don't you? You don't be caught not knowing what's going on, or maybe some people do,
Well,
but
it's
I mean,
difficult because we all react differently. I mean, my lads have a go, oh, well, you shouldn't get in such a state. I say, well, I might appear to be getting in a state when we're doing something like this,
my kids
but
say
I'm
the
not.
same.
It's release. It
Yeah.
doesn't get me down. Well,
I
it does in one sense, but not in another.
That's right. But I don't even talk to my kids anymore about what I am doing or anything I'm doing. I think they just think I'm here cooking, walking the dog, and I just don't tell them anything. I don't tell them anything because I don't think they've got any real interest in it because of snowflakes.
Well, they bless them. They don't forget the younger generation do go up and there is an opening in the sky and suddenly they see the blue. Oh, Pop and Mum have been going on about this for years. It appears they're right. It usually happens.
Do you know what I was thinking about the other day, though, when they were talking about on the news about we've had six prime ministers in 7 years and all of that?
Yes.
You don't get, it's like, oh, we don't have the people anymore. No, you don't get the people that were like Michael Heseltine, Geoffrey Howe, the people you can actually name them back then. You don't, they're not there. What was the guy? His wife was, it was a lovely guy whose wife was crippled after the Brighton bomb.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
He was lovely. I thought of his name the other day. They were real politicians, educated men and women with a real purpose. They weren't ego driven. They weren't career driven. They cared about the country and how that you don't get that quality of person anymore. And I think when we go on about there isn't a leader, maybe this is how it's going to be. Maybe we are going to go through times now where a prime minister is not going to last 5 years.
Well, are
Maybe,
they career politicians?
well, they
Is
are,
what
they
we're
all are.
talking about. Should they be paid as much as they are paid?
Well, no, unless they're doing a great job, they should have bonuses, shouldn't they? If you've done well with your department, then give them a bonus. But, I just wonder if that is part of the problem, that we don't breed those sort of people anymore because um, I don't know. I think. I mean, children are so different to how they were now. Teenagers in my day, we were all like, we got out, we got up early in the morning, we went to work, we did this, we did that. We were responsible, we were accountable, we were organized. And I don't think many are like that now. So maybe we're not breeding the sort of people or creating the sort of people that we need as politicians.
We keep mentioning the words cultural Marxism way back in 1929. That was brought on the scene. And that's where we are now.
No, it's true.
We are beneath controllers who have the best thing for our future in mind. No, they don't. They're
No.
looking at their own
No,
future.
I mean it's
So,
frightening where it's going to go. It is frightening, and you think, well, I mean, goodness me. Also, though, what a farce the King's speech was. Knowing that was all happening. I mean, I just think I really don't think he should have done it, to be honest, because he mentioned things there that weren't. And my government will do this. My government. He mentioned things there that weren't even in the manifesto.
no, forget the manifesto, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, he have mentioned anything that wasn't in the manifesto. I mean, he must have been sat there reading that out, thinking, "What a load of stuff and nonsense is this?" And if they actually achieved everything that they put on that list, they'll never be going to bed at night. There's just so much on it. It's insane.
Well, dear
Absolutely.
old Gavin Ashenden, we've known each other for donkey's
Yeah.
years, and we did a recording yesterday, and Gavin had a real go. And it is a spiritual problem at
Oh,
the
it is.
bottom of
It
this
is.
lot.
Can you send it to me, please? Can you
I
please send
will.
it to
I
me?
mean, I shall send you the invoice before, but I will send it to you. Listen,
Because also
we
the lady Jilly Baldock, she was saying the same thing. We had a real go about the Archbishop of Canterbury and her, you've got hundreds and hundreds of people being slaughtered, Christians in Nigeria. Where is she? Where are any of the faith leaders in any of this? Where are they? But particularly the Archbishop of Canterbury, because, these are Christians, but then there'll be Catholics being killed as well. Where are they all? I mean, that woman is, I mean, she's not even a trained theologian. It's just absolute bonkers. You haven't, I mean, this Jilly was saying people need to start going back to church. They need to pick up the Bible and start reading it. And, and really that's what we need to do. We need to, physically get through those doors. And
Well, I mean,
you're
I'd
right.
be interesting to find out what the Donald said in his trip to China. I'm sure from our sources the other side of the pond that the problem over getting hold of somebody's liver, kidney, heart, killing them to get hold of these organs
Mm,
and inserting them worldwide. People are being killed
hmm.
daily in China.
They are.
What's being done about it? Did the Donald mention it? Did he put it under conditions of future trading? There are signs that something has gone on, and we'll report on that. But listen, time's gone.
Well, the person to talk to about that, of course, is David English.
Our
Because
David.
he's the one that highlighted it with me. And when my daughter-in-law went over there 4 years ago on a business trip to China, she suddenly thought, my golly, I'm driving along, this car's taking me to some factory somewhere. But she did, there were these strange places in areas, in the back of Beyond, and she knew what was going on there.
Yeah, well, David, of course, used to be a regular contributor. He's committed the ultimate sin, and he's very difficult to get hold of.
Oh, he's building a
He
pub.
he's building a pub. What got into the man? I thought you were sensible, David. What are you doing that for?
I've no
Well,
idea.
that's true. And the last time I did speak to him off air, and he said, yes, it's going well. I said, where's the pub? He said, it's in the northeast of
Yes,
England.
he lives up there.
Yeah, and maybe they've still got the heritage of the pub there. Oh, my goodness me. We'll leave it at that. We got
All
to
right
go.
then. Well, bye-bye, everybody. Keep an
So,
eye on Tommy's march.
well, yes, it'd be interesting,
It
won't it?
will. It
And
will.
let's hope the bad people don't get in there and cause trouble for the good people.
I fear they will.
We'll see. See you later.
Bye bye bye.